If a client has a positive cash reserve balance, you'll most likely pay those funds to the client to settle up their account. And this is covered in a separate video. Occasionally, you may find that you don't want to release cash reserves due to a claim on an open invoice, or perhaps an invoice is close to being charged back and you'd like to make sure the client has sufficient funds to cover the potential charge. To help you manage the funds available for release, click on a client's cash reserve balance and then click the Available for Release button. This will display a list of all open invoices for the client along with their respective escrow amounts. Click here to override the required reserves and enter any notes regarding the override. In this example, I've held $800 in escrow, but just became aware that the debtor may short pay this invoice by $100. To anticipate the short payment, I'll enter $900 in the required amount and throw in a note to remind me why we're requiring those extra funds. When I click Save, notice how my available for release amount is decreased from $1,250 to $1,150. You can also automatically make cash reserve balances ineligible for release based on the age of the invoice. Click View Edit AFR Aging Tiers to view the aging breakdown. In this example, I'm holding 20% on each invoice at purchase, but would like to hold 50% of the invoice amount if the invoice ages beyond 60 days. And at 90 days, I'd like the available for release amount to be reduced by 100% of the invoice value. To do this, I'll click Edit and then set the age range from 60 to 90 and require 50%. Then I'll add an additional line item for days 91 through 365 and I'll require 100%. Now that we've made our adjustments, we can compare the cash reserve detail to the available for release detail. Just remember that the available for release amount does not always reflect the actual funds in the cash reserve, but rather the funds you should be releasing to the client.